Hello and welcome to Pointed Logic Tarot. I'm filming a bonus collection video today. This is going to be a tour of my partner's tarot deck collection and one oracle deck. So, I guess we'll go in order of when he received them. And full disclosure, each of these decks has been a gift from me at some point to him. He enjoys playing tarot games. He enjoys some tarot reading, but for the most part, it is a hobby of mine that he indulges. And these are all decks based on topics that were of interest to him separate from tarot, and that he really liked the artwork of when he saw the decks. So the first deck is the Tarot of the Unknown Pocket Edition by Quarter Press. This version is out of print. But don't be fooled for like scam or counterfeit versions of this. It has gold edges, glossy cardstock, cards with quick tips, and is based on Over the Garden Wall. So, he put it back in order. Almost. He watched me get into tarot a few years ago. And we were learning a few different games that we could play. And I was like, do you want a tarot deck? And he's like, maybe. It would have to be the perfect fit. And then I saw that Quarter Press was releasing a pocket edition, which at the time that I had discovered the other original Tarot of the Unknown big size was out of print. Like the farewell printing had been sold out. And these were, I think, pre-order at the time. I can't remember. But I showed it to my partner and he was like, oh my gosh, I think this is the one. So I got it for him as a gift. And the vegetable people are very cute in it. And I love Over the Garden Wall, so it is a very cool deck. There are axes instead of swords, but for the most part it is an RWS clone, or like similar as far as the design of the cards. Lots of really cool nods to the show in it. It came with, or I bought additionally, a little guide book. It's incomplete where it talks about some of the cards, which was kind of a bummer. We didn't know that when we got it. But it does talk about the printings and Easter eggs in the deck. So it was cool to have. And this is typically the deck he pulls out when we play games because it's a pocket size, so it's nice to handle for that. So that's Tarot for the Unknown. That's the first deck I got him. And then he was a little bit bit by the tarot bug. Definitely not as offensively bad as me. And he saw this deck and was like, ooh, I kind of want this as a birthday or a Christmas gift or a solstice gift. I can't remember. But it is the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot. This is Inside Editions. I think this is one of the earlier Inside Editions decks. And I think it's pretty well done. I am not one to say that about Inside Editions because of what they did to the Star Trek tarot deck that they created. And just in general, they seem very cash grabby in my opinion. Oh, we have some hidden Tarot of the Unknown cards about the artist That's funny. I wonder if he was like, why he ended up sticking them there. But he had both decks out together at some point. It has a nifty little guidebook. And this is a Pips with Feelings deck where some of the minors are scenic and some are quite pippy. It's that thick, kind of bulky inside edition cardstock. I do really like the art. It's Abigail Larson, I think, who did the Darkwood Tarot. And when he got it, I got it for him as a gift when he asked for it. And he said that he likes the colors in this and the art style. And he uses this mostly for the Halloween and the Christmas season, but not only if we're playing a game that needs more than one deck. Sometimes he'll get this one out. I was surprised at how many characters there were to put in A Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck because it's such a like simple plot movie. But yeah, so this is what I mean by pips. It's the vibes, is what he always says. They changed the suits, needles, potions, presents, and candles, I think. This is maybe my favorite card. And I think I've used this a couple times to do like Halloween readings. Borrowed it from him, but I've got my own now. I've got the Happy Halloween Tarot that I prefer, so typically I don't steal decks for a day to use. Okay, so that's the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot. This one's mass market and still available. Okay, the next deck, I don't think he uses all that much, and I may have jumped the gun when I got it for him, but it was during lockdown, and it was the Therapets, Emotional Support Animals. He does a lot of his work with animals and really is just like the most gentle human I've ever met and loves animals, especially cats. He loves dogs and cute little anything though. Are you going to open? Oh yeah, it opens like that. These are humongously oversized and they have the name on them, so that's not super awesome. I actually used to use these quite a bit. Come out. They're just massive. It doesn't have a guidebook, but it comes with like a little about and how to use. I told him he should take it to work so he can have coworkers like grab an emotional support animal for the day. You can side shuffle it if you can get your hands around it. It's also super cheap, and I like the artist. But if you'd rather have her art in book form, she sells books too, so you don't have to have these crazy oversized cards. It's just like cute cosmic animals saying you're gonna be okay. Yeah. And I love the choices as far as some of the animals in here. So some people might be like, oh, way too cute, way too sugary sweet. But my partner took a job during COVID, and the pandemic's still going on, y'all. Wear your masks. But during lockdown, my partner took a job long distance from me, and so we did 6 months long distance during 2020 into 2021, and it was tough, and so this was a nice little friend for us. So yeah, this is his only Oracle deck. He doesn't really use it. He looks through it and is like, it's so cute, and then that's about it. I haven't used it in ages. I used it quite a lot when I bought it for him. So you could say I bought it for me, but I did really get it for him since this isn't typically my cup of tea. And then I found it very helpful. Before I deleted Instagram, I used to periodically post these like as a card for people. Yeah, that's the Therapets deck. It's 64 cards. They're huge. Hugely oversized. Kind of a goofy box. But it was like $12 or something. And it was a nice little hug on paper. So that's his one Oracle deck. Okay, so he had those for like 4 years. And then this year, one he saw and was like super excited about, and the other one I surprised him with. So this is the one that he saw and was so excited about. And that is the Mass Effect Tarot. This was a Kickstarter. I don't know if the artist made it available after Kickstarter. This was a Kickstarter made this year and fulfilled this year. And it is the Mass Effect characters, which I don't know much about, but it was a huge game for my partner. He was really into it. But I love the art in here. These are like earth tones with gold accents. You see, just like a hint. In person, the font is pretty easy to read. On camera, it seems like really hard. But I promise it's not. If I tilt it, you can see. But like, the colors are so cool, the choices. It's like, I don't know, it's not exactly a limited color palette because it's very colorful, but all the colors are in the same tonality, like earth tones. So like instead of red and orange, it's like rust. And instead of yellow, it's like ochre. And yeah, it's cool. So I don't really know much about this deck. When we first opened it together, because I gave it to him and he's like, I'm just gonna open it right now. And when he was going through it, he would periodically stop and tell me, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense for this card, and here's this person and why, and this is what they did in the game, or whatever their story was. If anyone's super into Mass Effect, let me know what you think of this. This will look like a disco ball. Three of Swords. And there was something about this that my partner really liked that I'm gonna try and explain. But like when you play the game, you can choose Mask or Femme Shep, and Shepherd is like the main character. And in this deck, both are featured in a sort of like equal way, where either the character of Shepherd is wearing a helmet or like you can't tell, or they are both shown. And I think there's at least one card where Mask and Femship are on the card together as sort of like a... Maybe it was the Two of Swords, actually. Where it's like, this is your choice here. But I don't know now. And the Tower card's super cool. Yeah, sorry, I'm re-showing you cards you already saw. Yeah, I'm not sure who these two are. No, what is it? I think these are both characters you have to choose which one ends up, like, dying on a suicide mission or something. He told me all about it and I already forgot. But he said that the cards are really thoughtful. Yeah, so that's the Mass Effect Tarot. And it did come with a book. I was disappointed by this book. And I admit, I haven't looked through... I'll have to go put this back up by his nightstand. He's been looking through it and reading the book. But the problem for me is though the book talks about the tarot, it doesn't describe who's in the cards. Like, it's big, beautiful pictures, which is great if you have a hard time reading the lettering. Although again, in person, that's pretty easy to see. But it's just upright and reversed keywords. So the descriptions of the picture and why aren't in there. So you're like, you have to know the game and you have to know who they all are. And if you don't, tough luck. And let's see here. Does it say the author's name anywhere? I don't think so. It doesn't say the author's name on the box or in the book. So I will find it and link it for you down below so you can look up more information if you're curious. Okay. The last deck in his collection I got for him for the solstice. And it's a little bit gratuitous in that it is the Tarot of the Unknown, which he already had as the pocket, but the 5-year anniversary edition came out this year, and I just had to grab a copy for him because he has mentioned a couple times, like, he loves his pocket edition, but he wishes that he had the bigger version of the cards. So I got it for him as a surprise, and he was excited. And he sat down and flipped through. There are some artistic reworkings in this version, but they're pretty minor. Like, I would say there's like 12 cards adjusted, but only 4 of them dramatically. And for the most part, it's a redrawing of the same image. So if you're like, oh no, I wanted the original art, this is very, 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 very close. And it's the way the artist had envisioned it. So the artist was very pleased with the like slight reworkings of the cards. It is still available. So there was a Kickstarter this year. I didn't back it. But then there was, like, you can, right now on the website, there are copies left. But the artist only printed 500. So if you want a copy of this, go to Quarter Press website and look it up and see what is available. Also, something I was pleased with is the author finished an updated version of the guidebook, Completely Traversing the Unknown, which is a full guide for each card. And there's spreads and other stuff in here, which makes me happy. So we have now Traversing the Unknown and Completely Traversing the Unknown, which is kind of goofy. And I'm like, ooh, a little bummed that wasn't, just the full guidebook the first time. But I got it. This one is in a magnetic box, and it's full tarot size. The cards are glossy, gold edges. I think it's the original coloring, and the pocket is the sepia tone coloring. It does pick up fingerprints because it's glossy. But they don't stick, and the gilding is not a pain. And this is in the same kooky order because my partner was doing a side-by-side comparison, and he pulled out certain ones. Like, this one is a redrawn, but it's the same design. It's just redrawn. So the cards are in a kind of a funny order. But yeah, they pop. They're beautiful. It's the full size, but otherwise it's pretty much the same as the other deck. So he has not used it yet because he just got it for the solstice from me as a surprise. Oh, look at some of these vegetable people. I love them. Aren't they just... I just think they're cute. The vibrant colors. Yeah. So, this one is still available. Tarot of the Unknown. So yeah, this is my partner's deck collection. 1 oracle, 2 of the same tarot deck, and 2 other fandom decks. I hope you enjoyed this little tour. Shout out to my partner for giving me permission to flip through these cards and show them off to you all. Yeah. You can see the spooky and sweet, I guess, is how I would describe his theme here. And with that, I have no more collection videos to share for now. Hoping to do annual collection update videos. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and take care.